Hello, and welcome to Famicast 118, your Famicast for the latter part of January 2018. I'm Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined by James Charlton.
It's Boxing Day at Nintendo.
Oh, God.
See what I did there?
Can we start over?
Yeah, yuck.
Oh, I forgot. It's a Canadian and British thing. You know, you Americans don't get Boxing Day, do you?
That we don't get it, no.
No.
I don't think you need to understand the context of that to know it was terrible.
No toy cons for anyone.
Also
no toy
joined
cons
by,
for Switchmas.
well, speaking of Irish people, I guess, also joined by Cyrus Delaney.
It's me.
Brilliant.
Hi.
Luck of the Irish.
Worst intro ever.
Yes. And also joined by my fellow American partner, or whatever, Ty Sugar.
Giddy up, partner.
Yo. Oh, boy. So we got another exciting show for you all today. Lots of cool games to talk about. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about Nintendo's cardboard endeavor as well a little bit later on in the show. But first, let's go ahead and just kick things off with new business. And Ty, would you mind kicking things off?
Yes.
Wait, you would mind? Or
Does mind. Okay.
So okay, next.
That's the joke. Okay.
Oh, Danny, who's this? Just walked in on us recording.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So we
Hello.
have a very we have a very special guest here, the internet's very own Cheesemeister. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fine. How are you guys?
Doing great, doing great.
Awesome.
Super good.
So
Sorry it took so long to get in. I was having some technical issues with installing a plugin on Firefox.
no problem.
Big deal.
By the way, you can turn the camera off at the top
Right.
and adjust bandwidth, and you can just have audio only. There's also an
There
option.
we go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
defaulted to camera on, so
There you go.
now it's off.
All right. So Cheesemeister,
Yes.
how will Nintendo people know you?
For a long time I posted on GAF. I'm now over on Reset Era. I did the Media Crate threads for a while, then I did the annual Gotti tabulation for a while. I wasn't able to do it this year, but maybe again in the future. I post on Twitter at Cheesemeister3K, so sometimes I would post live translations of Nintendo Direct before they start doing global simulcasts, kind of eliminating that need, but that's okay by me.
Right.
Yeah, we were just talking about that before the show. There's a lot more stuff that's translated now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice that Nintendo is going for a more global approach this generation, and it's nice to see them having gone region free. I'm a big fan of that.
I was going to say, don't we have to thank you for personally making the Switch region free?
No, thank the over 30,000 people who signed the petition for it.
30 million people, thank you.
Well, 30,000, but yeah.
Well, we're starting with you. We'll get to the rest.
Right. Check him off the list. Cheesemeister, thanked. Okay, next. 229,000 episodes later, we'll get there.
Thank everyone individually, yeah.
I think I signed it. I'm happy that it's region free. Danny's happy that it's region free. I think Danny's is over the moon.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Danny was playing like all these games in Japanese, couldn't play any eShop games.
Yeah, well, it sucked. You couldn't really get very many indie titles, and if they came out, it'd be maybe, a couple years later. So that was kind of annoying, but what can you do, Back then,
yeah,
now you just,
Now I've been getting, all the US releases early because they haven't been released in Japan yet. So that's been great.
Doom, for example.
Like Doom.
There you go. Oh, so sorry, Ty, we interrupted you there. Ty was just telling us his new business.
Yeah, serious business. I was playing Telltale Games Back to the Future.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one.
I thought it was like the NES, oh no, that's Back to the Future 2, isn't it? Like the Japan-only NES game or something?
Yeah, that would be wild.
No, the Japan-only one was Super Back to the Future 2.
Oh, Super.
Yeah, that's legit. That's what I thought you were talking about too. I was like, wow, okay.
Marty McFly platformer on a hoverboard.
That was Back to the Future 2 and 3 on the NES.
Oh, okay. Man, how many games were there? Is this just 2?
Somebody's an expert on Back to the Future Kusoge.
That's why we got Cheese Master in.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Kusoge, apparently this came out on the Nintendo Wii.
What?
Right?
Okay. The Telltale one. All right.
Yeah, the Telltale one.
And this is not. Is this the one that's also like on like mobile and stuff like that?
Probably. I think.
I mean, a lot of those Telltale games did have mobile releases as well.
I think you get the first episode for free, and I think I tried that.
Yeah, so that's as far as I played too. The first episode.
Nice music.
Yeah, it's fun. Like the voice acting is great too.
This is kind of before Telltale really hit their stride, I think, though. It was like the beginning of the good ones, but not quite there.
Yeah, you can kind of see it in that the game hasn't shifted so much to being mostly dialogue. That it's a little more heavy on the looking around and fucking with things and solving puzzles and using the lamp on the bulldozer until it works.
Oh, man, I was just listening to Radio Free Nintendo. I think it was Guillaume talking about how there was Thimbleweed Park or something where you turn a monkey, you combine an actual monkey with something, and it turns into a monkey wrench. And it's like, how the hell would you know how to do that? It's like stupid.
So I have kind of an odd relationship with old point and click adventure games. Mm-hmm. That is to say, I hate them a lot.
Tell me where Guybrush Threepwood touched you.
Right, and I haven't been able to let it go at all.
What's the matter with you?
Even though they're dead and gone, I don't know.
But they're not though. They're not though. This is like I just said, Thimbleweed Park. That's like a revival of the old style on modern systems. Okay,
so I feel that like design of gameplay is 100% not good. Right. There's one I liked a lot, Gabriel Knight, and I don't know if you guys have ever played that by any chance.
Gabriel Knight?
Never even heard of it. I thought I had pretty good knowledge of these ones.
How are you spelling Knight?
Knight.
And this is happening right at the start of the multimedia revolution. So you have the CD-ROM game with incredibly expensive and famous voice actors.
Nice.
It has Tim Curry, Mark Hamill, Michael Dorn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's a wild ride. And the thing is, in that game, most of the puzzles, they mostly make sense. And
it's a terrible sounding or point and click adventure game.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Get that shit out of here.
Yeah, for the most part. And that's why it's unique among all the others that came out around the same time, like King's Quest, Laura Bow, Police Quest. And it turns out, all these games were put out by Sierra. And their business plan literally including a couple of impossibly bullshit retarded puzzles so that people would buy the hint book.
Oh, man.
Right?
Are there some infamous examples? I hope you've got one, Ty.
Oh, absolutely. Gabriel Knight 3, you have to... oh, God, I don't remember exactly, but you have to, rent a car or a motorcycle or something.
Right.
And to do this, you have to falsify your identity. And to do that, you need to make a fake mustache. And to make a fake mustache, you have to, get masking tape. And then you put it over a gap in a fence, and then you have to find a cat and scare it so it runs through the gap and its hair sticks to the tape. So you can take the cat hair to your nose to impersonate a man who has no mustache.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you laugh, but I did that to buy my first drink.
Yeah. Right.
I
Wow.
thought that was like a dog, the hair off the old dog or something. Cat was a terrible way to go.
Yeah.
but the part like to impersonate someone who doesn't have a mustache,
Yeah,
that's just amazing.
The fantastic icing on that cake.
Yeah, so a lot of these games, like somewhere in the middle of the game, they have just this impossible bullshit thing that you have to like call the toll hint line or buy the hint book to figure out. And you know, once the internet started to exist, you know, all those games just died instantly, which is great, I think,
Yeah,
because I love death.
I used to be a LucasArts adventure game guy back in the day, so I was like, you know, Indy Jones and Fate of Atlantis, things like that.
Didn't one of those games have a paper wheel with a code or puzzle on it?
That's right. Yeah, that's to prevent piracy, I guess. But then you just get the photocopy. So, yeah, they got cleverer and cleverer, didn't they? Those kind of anti-piracy things that I used to do.
Yeah.
You had Star Tropics that made you dip the letter in water to reveal the code to progress.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But only on a full moon, which is weird.
Yeah.
Didn't work
Right.
otherwise.
Yeah, so the important lesson I learned there was never pay more than $20 for a computer game. I think that's the Guybrush quote, right?
Guybrush
God,
Threepwood?
Yeah. What was the name of the game where the main character is Guybrush?
Monkey
That's
Island.
Monkey Island.
Monkey Island. Yeah, and like when you finish that game, you get asked if you learned anything, and one of your choices is never pay more than $20 for a computer game.
Oh, right. Okay. Wow.
That sounds very Monkey Islandish.
That was my answer. So yeah,
Wow.
so to go all the way back to the Future.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay.
Sending us back.
Yeah, I'm getting that sort of vibe. It hasn't nothing that gross has happened yet, but I kind of bet something will. Probably a couple episodes in, maybe.
I just remember when the ding ding at the beginning came out. I just got chills. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
I'm playing an actual kind of sequel to Back to the Future here. It's amazing.
yeah, and that's like the actual voice of Christopher Lloyd in the game, I think.
Right.
That's correct. I played through the game when it was being released, and I was a big fan of it. I enjoyed getting the monthly installments and playing through it.
All right.
They actually wound up getting Michael J. Fox to do the voice of a McFly family member in the final episode.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that. That's cool.
That was very cool.
All right. So we'll see if I hate the game or not by the end.
Right.
All right.
And the other game I've been playing. All right. Speaking of ridiculous bullshit from the 90s,
Killer Instinct.
very close. Ranma 1/2 Hard Battle on Super Nintendo.
Now, why the hell would you be playing this, Ty?
Because there's a side tournament at EVO for it.
What?
And it's the most ridiculous Kusuge tournament at EVO, so I have to enter it.
Nice. Are you actually any good at this game?
I have a pretty okay feel for it. Like I played it a bit back in the Super Nintendo days, and I know how to latch onto the most broken things and run that shit into the ground.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
Isn't that
so
cheating?
no. I'll have to scrub quotes with you. So yeah, apparently there's like a small little tournament scene for that game in Japan. I don't even know if it's like ironic or what. But I have a list of characters that are good. I've got YouTube links for a couple of full tournaments. So I'm hitting the lab. Figure out what's good in that game, what's not. Maybe I can find some weird bugs or something.
Can you legit like just trap people in infinite combos, that kind of thing?
I don't know if there are infinites in this game. I haven't seen any. I've actually seen a surprisingly a large number of different characters used, which is kind of rare in old 90s games, let me tell you.
I'm getting flashbacks from like Nintendo magazines here, but is it got like a panda and something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ranma half.
Yep, Panda Dad.
Panda Dad, okay.
Yeah, so
years before Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, so the game has like a dozen characters or so. Apparently 5 of them are pretty good. So I'm experimenting with them. Trying to figure out my frame data.
All right.
Oh man.
So the only thing I ever knew about this game was I think I saw them for sale in like the back of like magazines back in the day. And I always wondered what the hell they were.
Yeah. Right. It came out in the US. I don't think it got a great distribution. It had this really, really bad box art. And barely translated. They translated the menus and like the story bits and the endings, but like still Japanese voices. When the panda guy swings a sign, it still has Japanese on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, apparently they contracted like whoever was distributing the anime, which I think was Viz Media. If that name rings a bell for you nerds.
It does. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
I think they translated this game. But so I started playing on the US ROM and I thought for a second, there might be weird arbitrary changes to the game when they changed it to English, so I'm going to play on the Japanese version. And I don't know if there are any weird little balance changes, but you look at those oddball Super Nintendo fighting games and all the other ones have lots of little oddball changes, like, this move will do more damage or less damage, or this will be nerfed, or this bug will be fixed. Or
I'm looking at the American box art now, and they did change it a lot, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's not very Ranma-like.
No.
And then Cyrus, apparently this did actually get released in Europe, which is amazing.
Yeah, even like Ranma 1/2, like this.
Right.
This is a weird series. I do have like flashbacks of seeing the manga when I was a kid. So
right. Yeah, this was released in 1992 in Japan, Christmas Day 1992 in Japan, and then November 93, almost a year later in America, and same in Europe.
Yeah,
which is amazing. We didn't get Chrono Trigger, but we got Ranma Half Hard Battle. Brilliant.
Lucky.
Thanks.
Yeah.
For those who aren't familiar with the series, the manga and the anime revolve around this boy called Ranma, who when splashed with cold water changes into a girl, and when splashed with hot water changes back into a boy.
I was going to say, I thought it was a girl, but I guess that really answers the question.
Sounds like Cyrus's kind of manga.
I think the panda is his dad, who has the same problem, but he changes back and forth into a panda.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters that they're afflicted with whatever curse.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's some
does
other
it involve
guys
like onsen or something?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, there you go. Fine, makes sense.
Yeah. So this game has weirdly catchy music, incredibly slow walk speed for a fighting game, but like weird arbitrary things that are like super fast. So it feels weird to play, but kind of in a good way.
So are you gonna win this side tournament, Ty?
I don't know.
Are you gonna put the Famicast on the map with like full sponsorship? You're gonna wear like a jacket and everything.
Yeah, Ranma one. I'm definitely gonna smug it up if I win. I'm just gonna say Ranma 1/2 world champion. It seems like these Japanese guys have a couple tournaments under their belts, so I don't know.
Get interviewed on NHK. First foreigner to win Ranma Hard Battle Championship.
Yeah.
That'll make the news.
Yeah.
Damn right, bro.
So when my Gaijin friends show up from overseas, where I'm going to crack this game open, see what kind of technology I can uncover. Oh, and you can right now, I think you can still enter this tournament like right up to before it starts.
Okay.
So that's cool. Most of the other tournament entries are closed.
Oh, so this is an official side tournament.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there's I think there's like 21 official side tournaments.
Oh, this is not the one where you go around back with the wad of cash in your pocket.
No, it's not like
Street Ranma half.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like Melty Blood or whatever, where you go to like the men's room or like outside by the dumpsters, and you play on somebody's laptop.
Oh my goodness! People who are not into video games, if they just heard that sentence, Jesus Christ. melty blood in the
Yeah.
toilet.
That's it. That's
Jesus
it.
Christ.
that's the real name of a video game with a competitive scene where they play in increasingly weirder places. It's kind of like a tradition or an in-joke.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck to
So
him.
that wraps it up for me. I'll let you know how Ranma goes.
Cool. All right. Well, actually, next, Cheesemeister. So this is our new business section, but with you being a special guest, what we did a couple of episodes back, we had a segment where we talked about our most played games of
Yes.
2017. And would you mind, A, sharing that with us, and then talking about anything on whichever platform you're playing on, something that you've been playing lately?
Sure. I ran down my play data on both the Switch and 3DS to see what games I played last year. And the Switch gives just really rough numbers if you go to the parental app, which it's just like bar graphs and like number of hours played on average for a month per day, and then like what games were played. So these are just rough estimates for the Switch, but it looks like I put in about 3 hours on Versus Super Mario Brothers, 5 hours on Flame in the Flood.
What? Oh, is that the shoot 'em up?
It's not a shoot 'em up. It's a survival game.
Oh, okay.
You play as a girl named apocalyptic wilderness on a raft with a dog trying to get to somewhere.
I played this one. It's a real game, guys.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. You have to fight off wolves and other wildlife, and raid like busted down cars and find buses to sleep in. It's pretty cool.
And then you get bitten by ants, and then it gets infected, and then you die.
Right? Yeah, you have to manage your supplies and craft together things that will either heal you or help you hunt or fish or what have you. It's
What was the girl's name again?
Scout.
Scout. Okay, you got cut off for that bit. Yeah, we're not playing Fake or Real, which Cheesemaster, you did play actually last time you were on this show, which was a long time ago. You actually played Ty's Fake or Real game, if you remember.
Oh, it's been a while. Yes, it's a real game.
Yeah.
Called Flame in the Flood.
Real.
And it's a real game. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's just really, really hard. It's just so easy to die.
Yeah, it very much feels like a roguelike game.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Dark Souls, but I think this must be what playing Dark Souls feels like. Just dying constantly. So after the Flame in the Flood, I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey for only 6 hours, I'm afraid. I got interrupted by life things going on, yeah. Then I've played about 7 hours of SteamWorld Dig 2, which was really fun.
Good game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that series. I, in fact, just picked up SteamWorld Heist using some credit I got for Christmas.
Nice.
So that's waiting on my 2 playlists. It's just sitting on my Switch taunting me. But yeah, SteamWorld Dig 2, really kicked up a notch with the platforming action. I mean, the original one was really well done, but this one just, takes it to another level with the amount of depth in the game.
Right. It won our Indie Game of the Year. And also, I just heard that SteamWorld Dig 1 is also coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
They just announced that.
Yes, so I might have to triple dip on that. I don't know.
Wow.
I bought it on the 3DS when it finally arrived in Japan, and then I got it on the PS4 when it was on PS Plus.
Okay.
So I'm debating on whether or not to get it for the Switch. It's probably going to happen.
Good games.
Then I have only put in 12 hours so far on Splatoon 2.
Wow, no Breath of the Wild.
Oh, just wait.
Oh, okay. I thought we were to number 1.
Yeah, I haven't quite gotten in as deep on Splatoon 2 as I'd like. Just been really busy. But I have played probably 60 or so multiplayer games on that so far, and I've gotten most of the way through the single-player campaign. I've just been, a slow burner on that, trying to savor it.
Nice.
But I mean, there's a lot going on in that game where you have to get used to, somewhat altered controls, and then all the new arenas and lots of new weapons and the combinations thereof. And doing that in a multiplayer environment, you tend to have the floor wiped with you if you're not careful.
Have you played
Literally.
the new? Are you playing the Japanese one or the American?
I
one?
am playing the Japanese edition on that.
Okay, so what's it called in Japanese? Is it Asari Gachi? The Clan Blitz mode? The new ranked battle mode? That's pretty cool.
Oh, gee, I'm not sure. I have not played it in a while. So if there's a new mode, I haven't played it.
Clan is Asari, right? I'm not getting that mixed up.
I'm not sure about that one. I haven't played the Salmon Rush either, so I'm kind of way behind.
Oh man, missing out. That's a good mode.
Yeah,
I know. It's been a crazy year. So
I have a feeling.
So that was your number 2.
That was my number 3 on the Switch.
Okay, we're doing the top 7 here. Like, what is?
Well, this is in terms of time played.
Right. Okay.
Just in terms of raw hours. Number 2 on the Switch, with 13 hours, is P-Cross S.
What? Wow. I didn't even know that was on the Switch.
It's on the Switch.
Wow.
And it doesn't support,
yeah.
It doesn't support touchscreen play, but it does a really good implementation of the controls. Yeah. So I was a bit apprehensive about there not being any touchscreen input because I'm so used to it on the 3DS.
So annoying how so many games just don't use the touchscreen.
Yeah.
It's a bit inexplicable. I'd hope that it's brought back in future iterations, but I mean the screen is a lot bigger and there's no touch pen stylus included with the system, so you'd have to either bring your own stylus or use your fingers and get the screen all greasy.
It is more weird because there are touch-only games,
right?
But then there are games which should have touch but don't have touch. It's weird.
Right. I think the whole concept of the system is such that developers are probably expecting it to be docked most of the time. So they're probably not relying on the touch screen controls being accessible.
Right. Except for VOES, which I believe is touch only.
VOES does touch only, yeah.
Yeah, so that it works both ways.
Oh yeah, they are patching, right?
Yeah, so it'd be nice if, if both control schemes are supported, but we'll see how that pans out. And then my number 1 most played game on the Switch, as you've probably guessed,
everyone's must played.
Yeah. I think you guys have played this game too. It's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I have put in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Never heard of it.
You might have heard of it. I don't know. Obscure little title that won Game of the Year in most places.
How many hours?
About 137.
Ooh, Jesus Christ, the gap is amazing.
See, I think I found why you didn't have time for Splatoon 2.
Right.
Yeah. Just
maybe
a little
take
bit.
Take a few of those 112 and
137.
137. Wow.
Yeah. So amazing. That's a total of 183 hours over the 304 days that the system was available last year, which works out to 0.6 hours a day or 36 minutes a day on average.
Oh wow, we didn't ask you to make those calculations.
Yeah.
Cyrus, how many hours did you play? I've forgotten who got the most hours in
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Definitely not me. I think I only clocked like 80 or so, even with the DLC.
And Danny, were you 100?
I think I'm right at 100, and I haven't even done the DLC.
Right. I think I was like 40, 45 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm 90 with the DLC mostly finished.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have not even started the DLC.
You got all the fans, or?
I don't have everything collected, not even close. I've got like 105 or so shrines done. I've left the last handful for when I go back with the DLC, which I now have. It's also sitting on my system taunting me.
Nice. Cool.
That's going to be played soon. I also totaled my 3DS hours. If you'd like to hear those, I'll run through them real quick.
Wow, you actually played your 3DS last year. Good job.
Yeah.
Picross. Are they all Picross games?
Picross is in there, yes.
Okay. Picross 1, Picross 2. There we go.
No,
Pokemon Picross, Zelda Picross.
I do have all the Picross games on the system now.
Jeez.
How many are there now? So, did you say it was number 8 on the Switch?
Picross E8 just came out late last month,
Wow.
and I only just found out about it, so I have downloaded it and have been spending copious amounts of time on it this week.
Are these Nintendo published? Like, do they have Nintendo branding in it?
Apparently the trademark on Picross is owned by Nintendo, but lately the Picross E and S series have been published by Jupiter, the developer.
Okay. So they don't have like Mario, 8-bit Mario characters or anything like that.
No, only when they released special editions through Nintendo. They had a couple of editions on Club Nintendo in Japan. They had Club Nintendo Picross and then Twilight Princess Picross.
Right.
Which were shorter editions, but still pretty fun. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yes, running down the times. I'll list everything that had over an hour because there were so many.
Just top 5 is fine.
Top 5, okay, here we go. Top 5. Just games. Metroid Samus Returns, 2 hours 39 minutes. I got stuck. I need to go back to that game.
She can't crouch.
She can.
Oh, no, you mean Metroid can crawl?
Yeah.
No, he can't. Jesus.
Then Mega Man 4 for Game Boy Virtual Console, 2 hours 45 minutes. Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters Virtual Console, 2 hours 47 minutes.
Is that the Game Boy one?
Yes.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, I actually finished it for the first time. Then Mega Man 5 Game Boy Virtual Console, 2 hours and 50 minutes. Noticing a pattern. And then Picross E7.
Boom, there it is. So
35 hours, 26 minutes.
So you were a Game Boy kid. Right.
Just a little bit, yeah. So total on the system, 62 hours, 28 minutes, which is an average of 10.3 minutes a day.
You can always tell as a Game Boy kid when people have played like all the Mega Man games or all the Final Fantasy games, but on Game Boy, that's because that's the only console they had. Right.
Well, I had the consoles too, but I also had the entire Game Boy set of Mega Man games. I still have them. They're up in my game room.
Wow.
Apparently Mega Man 5 is really valuable now. It goes for like $70, I think, now.
The Game Boy one?
A lot of the Game Boy Mega Man ones are, I think.
And they were weirdly like unique versions sometimes, weren't they? Like the bosses were not copy and pasted.
You could only fight like 4 bosses at a time, if you know what I mean.
Right.
You had a level select with only 4 stages, and you didn't get the next 4 until you beat the first 4.
Yeah, and they had a weird cross selection of robot masters in each game. Like the first one had bosses from Mega Man 1 and 2, and then Mega Man 2 had bosses from 2 and 3, and so on, until Mega Man 5, in which they were all original robot masters.
Yeah, so you're playing remixed games. It's crazy.
Re-released Virtual Console games, mostly on 3DS.
Awesome.
So that was my year in gaming. Then recently, because of the impending server shutdown, I've been playing a lot of Gravity Days 2 on the PS4.
Oh yeah, I heard that got a stay of life or something.
Yeah, the shutdown got postponed by 6 months into July.
I don't understand why. This is not like an online game, is it? Online only?
No, it's a single-player game with some optional online features in which you can take pictures in the game and send them to other players to have them evaluate them. You can also access leaderboards on the challenges and send challenges to other players to see if they can beat your score, and then Also hunt for treasure and send pictures to see if other people can
That
find the
sounds
treasure.
that sounds eerily like the new Mario Odyssey DLC. The balloon finding thing. Send
Right,
something
yeah.
to people.
So
Yeah.
any sort of multiplayer game features that aren't in real time can be a lot of fun if you get into it. In Gravity Days 2, you have to collect through those activities a total of 6,000 Dusty tokens in order to unlock all the bonus content in the game. And
That's a lot of Dusty tokens.
That's a lot of Dusty tokens. I'm only up to about 5,500 now. Only, yeah. In the couple weeks I've been playing, I'm up to 26 hours in that game now.
Oh, that's what your tweet was about. Okay, I saw that. The Dusty thing. I was completely confused. Now I get it.
Yeah, I've been playing it like a madman, trying to beat the clock on the server shutdown, but thankfully it got extended. So,
right on. Cool.
Yeah, that's why I've been playing.
Danny is still with us? Danny?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, there he is.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to Cyrus with new business. What have you been playing, dude?
So I have basically only been playing Disgaea 5 on the Switch. So I mentioned before, I walk to school and I've got like an hour-long empty street that I walk along. So I wanted like a turn-based game because I finished Pokemon on my walks. So I dug into like the Switch library. There is not a whole lot of turn-based games on the Switch, which seems odd to me. That I'm like, this would be perfect for having like RPGs on the go, like classic Final Fantasies or whatever, Chrono Triggers. I don't know, give me something. But yeah, so it was like I Am Setsuna. There's like Lost Sphere, whatever, and I just went with Disgaea because I know it's got a billion hours of gameplay in it. And it's, oh my god, there's so much in this game. It's like, I played Disgaea 1 back in college and gave up after like 10 hours because it was just too much going on in it.
But now you've got way more free time to play these games.
Yeah, but
right?
now I've got like an hour, like 2 hours a day that I just want to like blank out. So I played Disgaea, and like it's ridiculous. Like, and it's gotten worse because I'm 5 games into the series now, so they just keep adding stuff on top of the old systems. And like, this is a game where your character can level up to level 9,999, and you can just revert them back to 1. And like, by the end of the game, you're doing billions of damage with every hit. And it's like, and you start by doing 1 or 2 damage per hit. So, like, the game is fucking bonkers.
Do you level up a couple levels after every battle, or how do you get up to level 99.99?
I don't even know, but it's like, and it's a tactics RPG. So like Fire Emblem, where you build a troop of guys, you send them out, you fight. So every battle, you're like leveling up a troop of 10 guys, and then, as an example of how deep this goes, every piece of equipment a character can hold, so like 2 pieces of armor or 3 pieces of armor, 2 different weapons, you can level up every weapon they hold by climbing inside the weapon, and it randomly generates infinite levels of dungeons inside every weapon. and every floor you go down of that item will level it up by 1 item. And then you can capture these Pokemon guys that also add stats, and you can. Oh my god! Never mind. It's too much. There's too much in this game.
I've just gone cross-eyed.
Yeah, so like I'm playing it, and I'm flip-flopping between doing a story mission every now and then and grinding and just ignoring literally half of the gameplay mechanics because there's too much in this game for a single mind to grasp while walking. And
so how did you buy this as a download?
I bought it as a download. So I played the demo, and just to give it a test to see if I still liked it. Demo was fun. So I think the demo itself is like 4 to 5 to 10 hours long if you want it to be.
Man, isn't that right?
Yeah, unfortunately, the demo does not you can't transfer your save file. So if you do play 10 hours of the demo, you have to do them again.
Can you save in the demo?
You can save in the demo. It's like a fully functional first act of the game. So, yeah, so I'm enjoying it, but I don't think if I didn't have this hour-long walk of literally nothing else to do every day, I'm not sure I would be playing this game. It's a bit too much like, hey, you love that program Excel? Well, now it's got anime in it. And,
Brilliant.
but
How long is your walk to work, by the way?
it's like an hour every day. So
and it's all downhill.
it's all downhill at least one way.
Okay.
And
Makes sense.
but yeah, it's got like an hour uphill of one way, and then when I get close enough to the school that all my students start appearing, and I put away my Switch, take out my phone, and
you turn into boring teacher mode.
Yeah, turn into boring Cyrus. The giant headphones come off. Everything goes back to
what's a video
casual.
game? I don't play video games.
But it's cute because sometimes I come home when I leave the school, all the students have already left. But I sometimes pass some of there's an elementary school nearby, and I'm just walking with the Switch, and I'll pass a kid, and they'll go Switch, and they'll just be like sucked towards me like a magnet, and they're like, "What game are you playing?
What games you got?"
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm playing Disgaea," and they're like, "What?" And they just the lights go out, they basically faint, and just they're like, "This guy's too boring for me."
Oh, some old man game.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, Disgaea, it's good if you like really boring, grindy RPGs.
Thanks, Grandad.
What's that, young man?
Back in my day, we had to walk uphill both ways through the snow.
I did that this week. I finally got the excuse. I can tell that to my grandkids.
All right,
It's been snowing balls here. Snowballs. Skipped out on just like that was later.
Have you seen any snow Totoro?
There will hopefully be one on my way back tomorrow when I finish making it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's a snowpocalypse here. But it's weird because it was like I couldn't leave my house in the morning, but when I came back, everything had melted. It's like it never existed. Did I dream it this morning? It was weird. Global warming. What can I tell you?
Yeah, we've only gotten rain down here in Kansai, so.
Oh, okay.
We don't know anything about the snow you Tokyo people are having.
We'll get there.
Maybe someday.
All right.
Cool. Well, I'll go ahead and go next with new business. I've only
Jesus,
been playing,
man. Okay.
Yeah. I've only been playing one game, and it's Blossom Tales on the Nintendo Switch. This came out a couple months, maybe last month, back December, November or something. And essentially what this is, it's like gameplay-wise, it's kind of like a Zelda clone type of a thing, and deliberately so. Mm-hmm. Even in the first part of the game, it's basically this grandpa telling like Cyrus, you're going to be doing one of these days, a grandpa telling story to his stories to his two kids, and one of the first things of dialogue that you see is well, did I tell you about the elf boy from Hot? And then no, we heard that one already.
Nice.
Yeah,
this is a link to the past clone. Not
kind of
Zelda.
somewhere in between Link to the Past and the original Zelda in terms of I'd say.
Cool. It does look cool.
Yeah, gameplay's pretty similar to. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but for A Link to the Past, the sword button's B, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this, the default sword button's to A, and I don't think you can change the sword button, but you can change the other weapons,
right?
The other items and stuff like that. So that was kind of weird, but whatever. Because at one point I got some bombs and I pressed B and I picked it up and just threw it into the wall right in front of me and it just blew up and I was like, oh, okay, wrong button.
Well, they have to change something. It can't be a complete copy and paste.
I suppose so. I suppose you're right.
Man, that sure blew up in your face.
But yeah, it definitely did, literally.
Gross.
Yeah, I've only played for about 30 minutes or so, but yeah, it plays really well. There's some really good use of HD rumble in the game as well.
Explain how.
Yeah, I mean,
Explain how. How
What's
is a
that?
good HD rumble?
it's just like kind of subtle. It's not just like, gonna move your controller all the way across the room. It's just like, I think it kind of matches with what they're trying to do. Like at some points, I'm trying to even remember some specific example because, like I said, I've only played it for like 30 minutes. But yeah, generally, the HD rumble seemed pretty good.
Great. Sounds really good, Danny.
Great.
It does, you can't really notice it, I guess. No, when you say it's got good HD rumble, I'm expecting, ice cubes coming out my Joy-Cons, something like that. Or like being able to find things by feeling it.
Okay.
That kind of cool stuff.
Not quite that type of, like 1-2 switch type of stuff where you're rolling around balls in your hands. But yeah, I just got through like one boss, and it was relatively simple. And so some of the puzzles, I mean, this far, they're not really that challenging. It's like, okay, push this block, and you can go to like this next little area. But I've heard that this game gets kind of tough towards the end, so I'm looking forward to see if it kind of lives up to like Zelda type of challenge, like original Zelda or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting. But
well, I guess there's another kind of Zelda-ish clone thing on Switch, isn't there? The Kamiko. There's another kind of very short. Well, I don't know if this Blossom Tales is short, but Kamiko is supposed to be
somewhere
short.
between like 7 to 10 hours or something.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, I actually played that. I played through like one of the heroes that you can play as for. I think it's just a couple hours long.
Oh wow!
But it's very much a Zelda top-down adventure puzzler game. And each of the playable characters has a different weapon that you can use. So they have all different play styles, and it's all pixel-style artwork. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were playing that on Awesome Games Done Quick, and it was kind of amazing to watch that. I'm talking about Kamiko. Kamiko?
Kamiko.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one that I was interested in, but I don't know. I just never ended up picking it up.
It's super cheap. It's like 500 yen or something, like, or $5.
It's so cheap. It's so cheap.
Cool.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for me. So, James.
Well, just briefly on Tiny Metal. So, Ty talked about Tiny Metal when we got the beta version a while back, and then we got the full Switch one for review as well. So I'm playing through that, and I really like it as well. It is funny how this is supposed to be officially the final version. The retail release. Well, there's no physical retail, but you know what I mean. The final version, and it's like it does feel a bit beatery because like you just load it up and it just like. It's all the voices are in Japanese for one, which is fine. It's the text is all in English. It does feel like a Japanese lesson disguised as a game sometimes, and it's also, I mean, if you speak any Japanese, it's kind of cool to see how they've localized it as well. How things are changed into English. It's kind of cool. But also weird in the fact that, I've got English as a language on the menu and you can actually change the subtitles and you can change the game language to English, but it doesn't change any of the voices. It's like full on Japanese.
But it changes like the in-game voices, like the battle animations have have voices for Japanese and English,
right.
I think.
You're right. Yeah, they do say things like, you can tell it's like they've only got like one foreigner working for them, and he's trying to do all the voices.
Like, these super thick like Australian accent, and then you do a Scottish accent.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good.
It's funny that you said it's like a Japanese lesson, because there's actually a game on the Switch that is a Japanese lesson called Hiragana Pixel Party.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Wow.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm already fluent, so I don't really have any use for it.
Well, Tiny Metal's the game for you then.
Okay.
You can just check that they did a good localization.
I'll check it out.
But yeah, in case you didn't know it, this is Advance Wars, and it's a really good Advance Wars game. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm skipping through a lot of the crazily overly long dialogue scenes, which are completely unnecessary. Just skip into the action, and you can change a lot of the game speed options. You can have just like, instead of animations, you can just have things just appear where you click and stuff like that, or you can turn off the battle animations as well, so you can speed it up like super fast if you want to. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I just like the visual look of it, the chunky 3D graphics and everything. It's awesome. Really enjoyed playing it. And I also played the demo, which is available to everyone, of Dragon Quest Builders.
Oh.
I think this is in all regions.
Yeah, it is. I didn't get around to downloading it, but yeah.
Yeah, and actually streamed an hour of the me playing through the demo as well. I have never played a Dragon Quest game, and I've never played Minecraft, but I'm playing Dragon Quest Builders.
Well,
I don't.
How can you go all this time having not played Dragon Quest?
We're from Europe.
Let me tell you about this continent called Europe. Not a single RPG was released between the years 1985 and 2000.
Oh, man.
Man, get good at game history, boy. Got to know these things. Final Fantasy VII was the first Final Fantasy game to released in Europe. Anyway, so
Really?
yeah. See, Cyrus is not laughing. He's just nodding.
Crying a little bit.
He's just nodding. But anyway, so Dragon Quest Build. I don't know why this kind of appealed to me, because like, I don't know, I like the look of it, and just like, I don't know, the creative aspect of it, because it's like, you know, I don't want to play like a turn-based RPG, and it's kind of like more like an action-based game, and I don't want to play Minecraft because it's just kind of aimless, and you know, it has no story, has no focus. So this is kind of like combining the two. So it's like, okay, it's not an RPG, like a turn-based RPG, and it's got the creativeness, but it's got a focus. So, you know, it gives you plans. So what you do is you talk to people. So this, apparently this, I don't know any of this, of course, but like apparently it happens after Dragon Quest 1, like the kind of the bad ending. So the whole world is just razed to the ground. There's nothing, nobody's there. Everyone's dead. There's no houses, you know, rest in peace, everything. And then you have to kind of rebuild the world. So there's a couple of people around there, and there's this woman who introduces you to everything, and then she'll give you plans. And so you kind of carry these blueprints around, and it puts like a outline on the floor, and then you drop it down, and then you just fill in the gaps with like dirt, and that makes the walls. And then you combine a few of the materials to make a door, and then you find a fire, and then you put them inside, and then it becomes a room. So like, I forgot what the basic thing you need to be a room. I think it's like a light, a bed, and a door, and then walls, and then that becomes a room. Like it goes ring, and it kind of like sparkles come off it, and it's like you made a room, you know. So it kind of teaches you step by step how to build like a basic bedroom, and then like a workshop. And then you go out and you're trying to find other people. You're kind of exploring the world, and these kind of like lovely HD kind of Minecraft blocky things, but it's got like a, you know, cutie Dragon Quest look to it as well. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I liked it, and yeah, you can check out the first hour on our YouTube channel and see me failing through the demo. It's a lot of fun. And apparently the first one is coming out pretty soon, I think. And then the sequel is also coming out like later this year on PS4 and Switch. So yeah, hope you like Dragon Quest Builders, because a lot is coming out this year. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right. Well, next we're going to go ahead and move into a little bit of now playing at thefamicast.com.
Jeez, Master, please understand. We're just going to advertise our website for a bit. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do anything.
I understand.
Please understand.
Yes. All right. Now playing at famicast.com. Tons and tons of stuff going down. James,
yes.
What are some things that you got going down on the site?
Okay. Well, thanks to our lovely patrons, we actually all have streaming equipment now. So yeah, I'm actually going back and doing video reviews of all the games I reviewed. I started with, well, I'm just kind of going back from the earliest ones. I started with Tiny Barbarian, Monster Jam Crush It. Ugh. If you want to see how bad that game is. Oh, it was a lot of fun going back and re-downloading that game because I completely deleted it from my system. And also Mario Odyssey. So yeah, check those out. And yeah, the Dragon Quest Builders stream that I talked about several seconds ago is also there. Please to enjoy.
Yeah, and I did a stream as well. Again, thank you to our very, very lovely patrons for providing us with that. And I did a stream of Rocket League, and like James said, you can expect more and more streams from us. I'm also trying to do a little bit more like video review stuff. I got one video review up for Versus Super Mario Brothers, so you can check that out on YouTube.
Check out Mario's orange fire suit.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's weird. Yeah. Other than that, I'm going to be working on a review for Blossom Tales as well. So you can look forward to that. Oh, and geez, Cyrus and James, we just, last week we just had our release of Famicast Screen Time, which, my God, that ended up going really long. But
that was a beast of a show.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of fun.
Right. That was actually Cyrus's thing.
Yeah, it was a good segue. Nice transition into my turn on the show.
Yes.
So yeah, as you mentioned, we had the Famicast Screen Time episode 3, which was like Star Wars focused, but also a year in review of movies. So if you saw a movie last year, you should listen. We probably talked about it.
Right, we talked about it was 3 hours, right? A little over 3 hours.
Yeah, basically.
Man,
almost as long as Star Wars. The movie was real long.
That's good. Yeah, actually longer than the actual Star Wars film.
Yeah. And also, currently ongoing on the Famicast.com and our Twitter page is we have a contest, a giveaway. So the lovely folks over at Necrosoft Studios, they just released Gunhouse on the Switch. So if you're interested in a free copy of Gunhouse, you should head over to our Twitter. If the contest is still running by the time the show is posted.
If not, you lose.
Yeah, thanks for listening, but you missed out.
Get good.
We'll be probably having plenty of giveaways in the future too, though. So look out for those.
Absolutely. And well, speaking of getting good, Ty, you did a couple of things too.
Yeah, I do a thing from time to time. I wrote that editorial. I think I pinned it on the way out of the last podcast. Maybe. But anyway, check it out. It's really cool and popular and has a lot of page views. Where I yell at an old man at video game design choices.
Yes.
To be clear, it was something about online multiplayer progression systems, right?
Yes, they're bad. You may be shocked to learn. Spoiler alert. Yeah, please read my editorial and find out why online multiplayer progression systems are extremely bad. I use bad words in it. So ask your mom for permission before you.
Absolutely. Will do.
And also we have Famichatting. I did not watch the Nintendo Direct. I let James write all my responses to it.
That wasn't me. It was you, wasn't it?
No. You can tell because sometimes it's the exact opposite of what I say. And then other times it's like me doubling down
right.
and like being an extreme parody of myself.
Right. I kind of went between the two.
Yeah.
Keep you on your toes.
I think you need to work on this ghostwriting thing.
Right. I'll get Cyrus to do the next one.
To be clear, it was the Nintendo Direct Mini that before the other one.
Right. The January 11th.
One with
Hyrule Warriors, High Def or Definitive Edition, whatever it's called. Everyone's hype about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, everyone said all these games look bad.
Oh, listen more on the Famicast.com.
Except SNK Heroines, the one true game.
.com.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to some news. And I think the first thing here on the docket, this is something that all of us at least are aware of, I'm pretty sure. And this is Nintendo Labo. Nintendo just released like a...
Danny, we didn't talk about Nintendo
Yeah.
Direct Mini. I mean, the fact that the Famicast curse is still around and strong, because in case you don't know, the Famicast curse is every time we record an episode, immediately afterwards, a Nintendo Direct happens. So it makes our episode look completely outdated, and it's like, well, why aren't these guys talking about the Nintendo Direct? It's because it happened 2 hours after we finished recording.
Yeah, I think I
Every single
literally finished up the edit, and I was like getting it ready to go, like on the podcast feeds and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, great, awesome.
So, to briefly run down what happened, it was The World Ends With You remixed, new battle Pokemon. So that was a DS game coming back, and then new battle Pokemon in Pokken.
For $10 each.
Kirby Star Allies, the game which is completely unpronounceable in Japanese. Good job. Then we have the ultimate version of Hyrule Warriors, a remix of a Wii U game. Then we have
Third time's the charm.
Mario Tennis Aces, which is like to apologize for the terrible Wii U version, and they've added a story mode, which looks like just like a mission mode, basically. Yeah. Then we have Ease 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, which no one cares about. And then we have Mario Odyssey DLC. Mario Odyssey DLC, which was kind of surprising and interesting. Kind of briefly mentioned that earlier. And then Ty's favorite game, SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, which is coming out this summer. And then Mario & Rabbids is coming out with a new DLC character, Donkey Kong. He's never been in a Mario game before. That wouldn't work. Payday 2. And then Fe.
I think it's Fee, I thought.
Fee. No, it's Fe. Yeah. Actually, it's supposed to be pronounced like Fia or something. And whatever. People say Fe.
So there's Fee, and then there's Celeste, which is like a kind of Super Meat Boy kind of game. And then we have Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, another re-release of a Wii U game. That's coming out in May, which is now with Funky Kong. And the best thing to come out of that is now everyone's just remixing box arts with Funky Kong, including like the best
Doom.
one. Yeah, Doom, which was actually done by the developers of Doom. That is amazing. Dark Souls Remastered is coming on Switch, which people were kind of predicting / hoping for, and it's coming true. Oh, and we also missed the announcement of Detective Pikachu coming to the West and the giant amiibo, which we have a size comparison chart on the website if you want to have a look at it.
Yes, I do.
So yeah, did any of those games stand out for you, Danny? Like any of those interesting? You're gonna buy Tropical Freeze again?
No, I'm not gonna buy. Not gonna buy it again. I haven't even played it yet on the Wii U.
There you go.
Dark Souls has always kind of intrigued me, and gaming habits, like my wife watching stuff on TV, something like that on the Switch is kind of appealing. I don't know if I don't know, and the thing about that too, it's cheap, so it's not like. I mean, I want to buy Skyrim too because I've never played that, but it's like, man, I don't know if I can justify $60.
Word of warning for people in Japan: Dark Souls is language locked because we don't have region lock anymore, but it's language locked, like Splatoon. The Japanese version is only in Japanese, so
same goes for Hyrule Warriors
and Kirby as well. I mean, this you're not going to hear this discussed on many other podcasts because it doesn't really affect that many people. But yeah, Kirby is Japanese only. Hyrule Warriors Japanese only. Donkey Kong, I'm not sure about that one.
It's a pretty clever way these guys are getting around the region freeness of the Switch.
Boom.
Yeah, it sucks, isn't it? Yeah.
And I mean, like, for example, with Dark Souls, like one of my buddies, because I think when Dark Souls 3 came out here, he bought it on PS4 and he was really excited. And it was like all in Japanese. And he's like, oh man, kind of wanted to play this in English. But I think he kind of toughed it out. And then I think he eventually bought the English version also. But yeah, for some third parties, it sucks. But it's the stuff that they've always been doing, and it's awful. But
I mean, it's not too much of it. I mean, we can easily buy the American or European versions, but
sure.
It's just the fact that I'd rather just buy it in yen from my Japanese account. You know, I'd rather do that, you know, or get like a prepaid card or something like that, rather than having to, you know, dick around with my, you know, European account or whatever.
Yeah.
So, Cyrus, what stood out for you?
Nothing really. I was like, it was all cool stuff, but I don't think any of it was really for me. And
Dark Souls was about the closest for me, I think.
yeah, like The World Ends With You. I think I mentioned on this show that game has like my perfect aesthetic. Like, I love that Shibuya kind of like hip kids in cool clothes, like pointy art style. I love it. But the original DS game never really clicked with me. So I don't know.
Oh, you had it?
I had it, yeah. I never finished it. It was strange. Like, it had this weird system where each screen had a different part of the combat. So you tapped on the bottom screen to attack, and you like use the D-pad to control your fighting on the top screen. So you were doing this weird drum beat using both hands to fight.
Wow. Yeah, I heard it had a lot of bullshittery going on as well in the end game.
Yeah, it's I don't know, and especially with a $60 price tag for like, I'm not sure I'll be getting this one for a long time.
Apparently, on the App Store, it's 1,800 yen.
Yeah, and it's probably a re-release of that, isn't it? Because that's probably already in HD.
Right, so it's like a third of the price, and it's already out.
Yeah. I don't know. I am intrigued by Hyrule Warriors. I put like a lot of hours, like in the triple digits, on the Wii U into Hyrule Warriors.
Jesus Christ.
But there was some content that did not get released as DLC on the Wii U when they released the terrible 3DS port.
Right. Do you want to play the same game again in half the frame rate?
Yeah. Why would you say no? So so I'm curious to see what the Switch one would be like. I might get it. It's a good grindy game, and portable would be nice.
That's going to be in your top 5 of the year. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Disgaea and fucking Hyrule Warriors, like 8 million hours each.
No, Disgaea was released last year. It doesn't count. Forget about it. And Ty, it's Helsinki Herons, and that's it. That's the game that's going to make you buy the Switch, right?
Maybe. Well, it's coming out on PS4, so no, probably not. Rest in peace.
Okay. It was so
good
close.
Good try.
Good try.
It was exclusive for like an hour, wasn't it?
I suppose so.
There was that hour when Ty was like, oh shit, I'm going to have to buy a Switch. Oh, PS4? Oh, never mind.
Yep.
Cheers, Mike. How about you? Anything stand out for you for that mini?
Yeah, I mean,
we're losing him.
Wow, he really wasn't interested. I think he died.
I only borrowed the game from
Cheers, Massey. You're kind of cutting out there, and we're going to have to do a retake on that last thing you just said.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem.
So on the Nintendo Direct Mini, obviously there was sticker shock on Twelve, where it's $60. I mean, that's a lot for a DS/iOS port.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's 1,800 yen already on iOS, and I'd actually borrowed the game for about a week from a friend. And I don't know, I couldn't quite get into it. I can dig the aesthetic, but I don't know, the core gameplay seems a bit kind of slapped together with the two halves. I mean, you you're trying to navigate this ghost world in one view, tapping on the pins that are symbolic of, the superpowers, and then you're trying to move your guys around in Shibuya on the top screen. And I don't know, it just didn't quite click with me either. So I don't know. I'd probably be willing to give it another shot. I'd probably have to find a cheap copy on the DS, though. Maybe if I can get around to it.
Right on.
But we'll see. Nothing else really stood out for me. I mean, again, there was a lot of ports, which is, I guess, what a Nintendo Direct Mini is for. I'm still waiting for a bigger Nintendo Direct or other announcement for something that'll really grab me personally. But I'm perfectly content having a big backlog to play through right now, so I'm not too worried.
So now we know that the reason why they did this mini was because they were getting ready for a huge announcement a few days later, right? And because they said, what was the email that they sent out? Something for kids or people who still...
Like crafty kids or kids at heart or something?
Kids at heart. So everyone said Metroid Prime 4. Brilliant. Right. Well done. Good job, guys. Brilliant predicting everyone. Yep. Nope. No, they went for something way more predictable, something that everyone knew was coming, right, Danny?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is Labo, as everyone on American podcasts are calling it.
Oh, man.
Labo.
My ears.
Well, obviously, yeah, it is Labo. It comes from laboratory. But, I don't know. When I heard it was called Labo, it did annoy me. Like, the kind of the English teacher in me did cringe a little bit because, it's like Wara Wara Plaza, when Iwata was trying to convince the world that Wara Wara Plaza was a super popular phrase in Japan that everyone said, nope. And it's like, Labo. Labo, Labo, Labo. Everyone's talking about Labo. What's that about Labo? Because no one says Labo. That's not what we abbreviate laboratory to in English. We call it lab, L-A-B. So
I didn't.
Sorry.
Thank you, James.
Hey, should we hang out at the science labo? No.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
Harsh words.
It would have been interesting to be in that localization meeting when they said, when NCL came in and said, okay, we want to call this thing Nintendo Labo, and then NOA, NOE are there, and they're like, well, can we call it that? We don't really call it that, we don't really say that word, and people might think it's Labo. That sounds like Lamo or Labia. I don't know.
That's what autocorrect came up with.
Labia?
Uh-huh.
Right. Nintendo Labia, coming soon. Pun intended.
Coming directly.
So it's weird, isn't it?
Really belaboring at this point, aren't you?
Please stop.
Oh man, maybe they're gonna release like a golden retriever, like call it
Golden Lab.
Yeah, golden lab. Yeah. Man, I mean, does anyone other than me have kids on this podcast?
No, sir.
I have lots of Pokemon.
Not that I know
I'm a
about.
plant.
No, your amiibos don't count.
But I put them in boxes like regular children
So
and ship them off.
I went through a few feelings about this. Like initially I was like, okay, that's cool for kids, and then that went to, oh, that could be cool for my kid. Actually, yeah, he might like that. Then I went very soon after that. I went, actually, no, wait, I don't want all that shit in my house, because that's huge. Like if we got the robot one, for example, that would be fun for a day, a literal day. Because like we've bought stuff, crafty stuff, and we have fun building it and playing with it, and then before you know it, it's in a box, it's under the table, you're standing on it, you've crushed it, you know, and then by the end of the week you're throwing it in the bin. Except with this, it's like, how much is it? 6,980 yen or 7,980 yen for the robot. Yes. Jesus. So, and especially like Japanese apartments, we don't have like space to store this thing. I mean, that robot one alone, like, Jesus Christ, that's a whole like futon cupboard, you know, that's going to be taken up by a fucking cardboard robot that you're going to play once. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the concept and idea is cool, but I just don't really see it.
Yeah, I think the thing for me, like, I'm kind of the same. Like, I don't want to just have a bunch of crap laying around my house. I mean, I have enough crap in this tiny room.
Right. That's not even going to fit on your shelf, is it?
No, it won't. My shelves are almost full as it is. I can only fit like one game at a time before I have to like rethink everything. But another thing about me too, excuse me, I really don't like building things. Like, I fucking hate building shelves. It's just so annoying. I don't like making like little craft things. I just don't like doing that stuff. And that seems like that's half of the fun. Like,
yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb. Labo may not be for you.
Yeah. I mean, Danny, you've got like nieces, nephews, right? But like, I mean, they probably don't have switches, right? So it's going to be like, you know, Uncle Danny's house is where it's going to have to be made, and then they'll come around once and be like, oh, that's cool, and then they'll never come around again.
Yeah. So
the thing is, like a lot of the smaller things, like, you know, the RC cars and the animals or whatever it was, the house and stuff. Oh, well, the house is also kind of big, but like if it was easy to fold away, like, you know, like cardboard is, then that would make sense. But a lot of these ones are very intricate, and it's like once you've built it, you're not really going to want to like pull it apart and, you know, put it away, because then you have to build it again, and you just can't be bothered to do that. And that robot one, Jesus Christ, you're not going to be folding that away. Did you see inside it? There's like the rubber bands and the string, and like
it's super impressive what they're doing. Like, just with this stuff in general, just from, you know, it's just that IR sensor or the IR camera thing on one of the Joy-Con that's like reading this stuff. That's crazy.
I think the robot one needs 2 sets of Joy-Con. 4.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, really? Only one set of Joy-Con works that whole thing? That's really impressive.
That'd be a pretty big ask, though. Think about it. It's like, okay, you have to have a Switch, and you have to have an extra set of Joy-Con, and you got to pay 8,000 yen, you know, $80 for this thing. That's nuts.
Yeah.
One thing that a lot of people haven't noticed is that the Nintendo Labo has now taken up an entire icon in the Nintendo website, replacing Wii U.
See you later, Wii U.
Oh.
Well,
whoa.
We hardly knew you.
It's not just that, but it's the implication that this is going to be a whole line of products.
Toy-Con 1, Toy-Con 2.
Yep.
So I can't imagine it taking up an entire homepage icon for just 2 products that are released once, and then that's it. I can foresee this going on for years, and there being like a dozen different kits or more.
Sure. Yeah, I think even the trailer showed a lot of kits that are not in the. So they announced 2 packs: the Variety Pack 1 and the Robot Kit, which is number 2. But
I think the next one could be animals, because there was like a duck or some kind of bird that is not
weird bird controller thing that flaps its wings.
I'm calling it now. Toy-Con 3 will be animals.
So if you're going to get into Labo, you'd probably better start budgeting your space accordingly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you got really way into Amiibo, you probably have, you know, a dedicated shelf just for it.
So just throw them in the trash and get ready to put new unopened cardboard boxes full of stuff.
Well, hopefully people are going to do high-res scans of these. So, like, you'll be able to print out paper and then use that as tracing lines to cut out your own from your own cardboard. You know what I mean? So, like, you don't have to spend whatever 2,000 yen to buy a sheet of cardboard.
Oh yeah, they will have these things, but the what I would say is this cardboard is going to be pretty specialized and very heavy-duty looking cardboard, and you won't get the game disc.
Yes.
Yeah, another thing that annoys me is that you can't just buy the cardboard sets. Like, it has to be the game card and that. And then there's like, there's going to be 2 game cards? There's like a
Has it
robot
been
game
confirmed
card.
it's a game? Has it been confirmed it's a game card?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like a game box in it. So like,
Gotcha.
for example, the Toy-Con robot set comes with a Toy-Con robot game cartridge, and only that game is on that cartridge. That could be like that's like a 1,000 yen download.
Oh,
if
I wouldn't say that. I mean, they're selling them as sets. Why wouldn't they have like all of the things on that cartridge? That would just be ridiculous.
So you think the game cartridge is just
hold on.
Labo with everything
No.
Labo on it?
No.
Sorry, no.
I
I
don't
thought
think
you meant
so.
like, okay, they're gonna have a separate cart for piano and a separate cart for fishing rod, even though they're like in
Oh,
the
no.
same.
Well, Jesus Christ, I hope not. But like,
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought you were saying. I was like, whoa, hold on a second. Okay,
but
I'm clearly
even that,
confused.
Danny,
Sorry.
even like a variety set game card and a robot game card, even that is ridiculous.
I mean, what they could do is something like every kit just comes with cardboard sheets and a download card, or like
Yeah. If that was available, I might consider buying like the smallest one, just to try it out. I don't think I could ever buy the robot one, no matter how cool it looks, because we just literally don't have the space.
I doubt they would though, because this Nintendo, they want people to be able to buy this, put it into their system, and play it. They don't want to requires an internet connection to get the instructions in the game.
So this is just not going to be on the eShop? That just seems weird. Everything's on the eShop. Breath of the Wild is on the eShop. Why wouldn't
This is a
Labo
different.
be on the eShop?
It's a different type of thing, though. Like Cyrus said, just so you just play right out of the box.
One of the games on 3DS that did not come to the eShop was Spirit Camera, which required the special instruction booklet to scan with the AR feature.
Yeah. How well did that do?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a problem. I mean, the idea is amazing, but I just don't know. I don't know how this is going to sell. I mean, initially, I'm sure like the first two sets are going to sell well, but then you know what I mean. It could be like the Wii Fit sensation, where it's like it sells millions, but then there's a huge drop off, and then no one buys it, and people are just trying to get rid of it.
But
Well,
that's what I actually love about this, and what is one of the things that makes it so genius is that, like you said, the Wii Fit craze, or like the Rock Band, Guitar Hero, whatever. After those came out, people had these stacks of giant plastic peripherals, or like those idiots who bought DJ Hero and had the fucking DJ turntables in their house.
Right.
Like, what do they do with these giant mounds of plastic? But with Labo, when you're done with it, you can literally throw it in the garbage. It's trash. It's
Throw away your 8,000 yen cardboard boxes.
Yeah, like it will
Right.
not be as much of like if a parent is cleaning out the house and they find these like plastic guitars and things, they feel obligated to sell them, which will never happen. They all turn into hoarders, and it's bad life. But with Labo, the option is there to be like, I'm cleaning out my room and it's got Labo there, and you're like, I'm never going to play this. Throw it in the trash. And
Yeah, this seems like a really good thing for like events and stuff. Like you pay an entrance fee and then you make something and then you play with it, and then at the end of the day you leave it. It's something that you buying every single set and building it in your house. It's like, especially in Japan, I don't see that happening.
I see this being really popular with schools and like youth groups or whatever, where they'll like buy a few sets and
Something like that.
teach kids about mechanics.
Yeah, I like E3. This would be very popular.
The fact that it's biodegradable has me of two minds on it. One, it's good for the environment. Two, it's going to be hard to handle any sort of used sales or game preservation. So I'm a bit conflicted on that point.
Yeah, and don't get it wet, even slightly.
As a quick like hot take, raise of hands, will any of you be buying this?
Well, I'm the only one that has a child, and I'm not getting it.
Ty was shaking his head yes.
What's that?
What?
Ty was shaking his head yes. So.
No, I was shaking my head no.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
I won't be getting either.
We haven't really talked about the technology inside it, which is kind of amazing. Like the Do you guys remember before the Switch was released, there were some kind of wacky like patent applications that were released, and it was like one where it was like some
Rock,
kind
paper,
of
scissors.
camera. Yeah, it was an IR camera and then like a ball, and it was like measuring the distance between the ball and the controller. And we're like,
I
what the
remember
hell
that
is
exact picture.
Mhm.
It was completely ridiculous. And then the Switch came out, and we're like, what? This is still ridiculous. This has nothing to do with the Switch.
Yeah, it does. You have to eat your
Turns out-
sandwich and 1-2 switch.
There you go. So now, yeah. So basically, is it the right or the left Joy-Con?
The right.
The right one. So you can actually see your balls basically. So it's like basically the camera can judge distance. So like the reflective things on the piano, for example, the cardboard piano, the distance measures the tone of the note. So that's how it, that's how it can be a real piano, which is it's amazing.
Oh,
Really
it's
seriously amazing.
like
Yeah.
when I saw them, that piano was an inspired choice as the first one to show in the video. Like he was building the thing, and I'm like, what is going on here? And then he just slots in the Joy-Con, and my brain was like, I don't understand how this works, but I get that this is possible, and it's amazing what they have done here. That it's like they have done some wizardry with some really simple technology, and they're like showing it off so well here.
Yeah, my wife was really impressed with this when I showed it to her, and she commented that the creativity on display is really good for like the target audience. It would be something that she would consider, getting as gifts for family members. But right now it's kind of a wait and see here to see if it's really going to be viable. I'd be interested to hear use case stories. How have people actually been able to use it, customize it? Did it get tossed in a corner right away, or is it something that has a bit more life?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they also still have the, as they call them in the Japanese website, it's called the Deco set, and it's comes with like masking tape and like number stickers and like a couple other stickers. And man, when I was watching the trailer, I was thinking that they were going to actually have like markers with it too. So like, I'll like get that. Why the hell not? But
Nintendo
markers
markers,
included.
right?
Yeah. So if you want some crazy eyeball stickers or some like alphabetical letters, you can go for it.
It might be really cool to see what some adults do with customizing their kits. Adding all sorts of different materials to it to the point that's almost unrecognizable.
Yeah,
right.
I want to see what the robot looks like when an adult gets hands on it.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a Mobile Suit Evangelion and all that kind of stuff. Gundam.
Some crazy mod.
Yeah, like I've already seen some cardboard artists on various websites like who build like absolutely realistic replicas of guns and armor made entirely out of cardboard. So they're just like salivating at the thought of this game.
Do you think third parties will be allowed to do Labo type stuff? I mean, is there anything to stop Nintendo? Well, obviously, they can't call it Labo, but...
Well, I know with Amazon, if you buy Labo on Amazon, they give you extra cardboard with every purchase. So it's already like a cool deal they've got going.
Right, because they ship it in a cardboard box.
But
we heard you like cardboard, so we put cardboard in your cardboard so you can box while you box.
Right. It's going to be very confusing unboxing it out of cardboard, isn't it? It's like, when does the Amazon box end? When does my Labo start?
It's a Matryoshka game.
And looking at Amazon.com, I think it's not only it's like on the best sellers on Amazon.com, Labo Variety Pack is number 11. It was in the top 10 until like a couple of days ago, at least.
So sales have folded already.
We don't know how much just the cardboard costs, do we? Like just the sets themselves without the game?
No, I don't think they've even announced they're going to do that.
Because even if you assume the game is like 5,000 yen, it's still like 2,000 yen for the cardboard, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, they're probably making we'll be making a pretty penny off of this.
And then you think, well, wait a minute, we're paying 5,000 yen for a robot game, but it's basically just a mini game. You know,
I don't know. I mean, then again, we don't know the details of like all of these games. I mean,
I don't think it's going to be like a Star Fox Zero. I don't think it's going to be.
I don't think so. But I mean, we saw a 2-minute trailer.
Battles.
We saw a 2-minute trailer with like barely any like video footage of like the actual games. I'm not saying they're going to be Zelda linked quality or anything like that, but
it's Project Giant Robot, the thing that
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
it's still alive.
they never forget, do they? They always keep those ideas in the warehouse, the back of Nintendo. They bring them out.
Yeah, and they were bringing that idea out in a cardboard box, and Miyamoto was like, "Wait, I get it." And
if you got some kind of supercomputer that could just crunch all data in the world, you know, it could have worked this out. You know, like there were hints. You know, like Miyamoto saying how they're trying to hire people at Nintendo who are interested in more than just video games. You know, like crafts and other kind of non-gaming stuff.
Kimishima last year too, right? He was like, "Oh, can we talk about the other stuff that's going to be like additions to like the Switch?" He said something like that.
Yeah, like accessories, but not really accessories. And then
there was some guy, probably like a Reddit fucking Switch moderator or something, with his wall covered in red string.
Yeah,
and he's like hours before the direct was like, "I have it.
I've got it. Yeah, and then by the time he's posted it, people are like, old. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's using the HD rumble for a lot of this stuff, isn't it? Like, you know, with like little remote control cars that move and stuff. It's obviously just vibrating in the right way to make stuff move.
Which again is incredibly clever.
So there's nothing stopping anyone making those remote control cars into anything they want, you know, right? With any kind of cardboard they want. So
yeah,
turn that amiibo cereal into one. Why not?
One of the really clever use of the HD Rumble was like it looked like one of the more simple cardboard models where you basically put like a human in a like a star pose, and you fold it onto the front of the Joy-Con. And I think you're supposed to try and make it walk by vibrating the controller on opposite sides. So you like vibrate at the left and he scoots his left leg out. You vibrate to the right. So you have to like alternate the HD Rumble, which is a crazy amount of control these HD Rumble things have.
I can't imagine that will work on carpeting though.
Right.
It comes with a cardboard table to put it on.
Okay.
Probably not, but you know.
But we live in Japan. Carpets don't exist anyway, so
yeah. Only tatami up in here, boys.
That's right. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know. I mean, with the robot one example, I mean, it's a kind of like, yeah. I mean, for a Japanese family, for example, like the robot thing is obviously very attractive to a lot of Japanese kids. But then the families are going to be thinking, well, do we want this giant fucking cardboard box in our house? I mean, when we buy something big and it comes in a big cardboard box, you know, like a washing machine or something like that, the kids love making that into a car, or to a rocket, into a house. You know, that lasts for about a week, and then it just gets slowly crushed, damaged, broken, cut, you know, or whatever, and then we throw it out in the recycling next week. But you know, I'm getting a very expensive washing machine inside that box. You know, I'm not paying 8,000 yen for literally just the box. You know.
Well, I think another thing that Japanese families are asking as well, especially the dads, are like, can I wear this giant robot suit and will it fit me properly?
Right. Yeah, because it's not just cardboard, that one. You get straps and stuff. Right.
It's not so much are they asking can they wear it? It's like, can I fix it after I wear it? Because they're going to wear it regardless.
Right.
Yeah, I think the feet pieces are attached to the backpack by string.
Right.
So if the string isn't even long enough, then if you, as an adult, try to wear it, then you're going to either A, break the string, or B, rip the toggle out of the backpack. It's like, it might not turn out so well if it doesn't fit adults.
I mean, there's some guys in Sweden. I mean, they're not going to be able to even wear this, are they? Like, you know, 180 centimeter, 190, 200, you know, 2 meter tall people. Just going to put it on and it's going to just rips the whole thing off their back.
Yeah, you get like, you know, Shaquille O'Neal just tries it on and just they ain't going to work.
There you go. Exactly. So, man, it's going to be very interesting to see how this develops over this year. And if any of us end up knowing people who buy it and how they use it and how long it stays interesting for them.
I'm looking forward to the memes it's going to generate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this announcement. It's insane in the most Nintendo way. It is just ridiculous. So I love it. Aside from that one red string guy, there is no one could have seen this insane announcement. It's just ridiculous. It's cardboard boxes. What the heck?
Oh, and I did show my son the video, by the way, and his reaction was, I mean, he kind of went like, oh, he was kind of like semi-interested. It wasn't the mind-blowing reaction that you would think. It was not like it was worth recording his reaction and putting on YouTube as like Nintendo Labo Kid or something like that. that wasn't going to get many clicks. It was very lukewarm, so I'm like, okay, if this is literally aimed at you and you have a lukewarm reaction to it, there's no fucking way I'm buying it for you. Maybe if you'd gone mental, I might have thought about it, but no. So there you go. Good luck to him, I say.
Yeah. You do say that. Oh, an awful lot. I love it.
Good luck to them with this. See how it goes.
Cool. Well, there was a little bit of other news, but I think we have something much more important to talk about. Cyrus and Ty, this is right up your alley, boys. And Cheesemeister, if you have anything to say about this topic too, feel free to jump in at any time, man.
Okay.
So, Cyrus or Ty, what is coming up very soon? What is happening?
What is happening?
What's happening?
What's
happening?
So, starting this week, and what date is it? Like the 27th, 25th?
Yeah, it runs through the weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is 26, 27, 28.
Yeah, it is a little-known event called EVO, but with the Japan subtitle. So, EVO Japan is coming on this Friday.
It's occurring.
It is occurring this Friday in Tokyo, Japan.
Wait, wasn't that a game on the Super NES?
The Commoning?
No, Evo.
I've heard of that too.
That was a good game. That was interesting, man. I should go back and play that.
Evo, the Search for Eden. It was this evolution game where you control this little critter and you get to add all sorts of body parts to it through evolution or power.
Yes.
So it's basically a convention dedicated to that.
Awesome! I'll have to go check it out.
So but this EVO Japan is the fighting game championship tournament.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Disappointing. I was too. But
fighting games. Jeez, who cares?
Yeah. So
I'm just happy there's finally a fighting game tournament that's been happening in Japan.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is the big one, so to speak. They've been planning this for many, many years. They were going to have one in 2011 or whatever year that was, where they had the giant ass fuck earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Great East Japan earthquake in 2011. So they canceled EVO Japan for that year.
And years afterwards until now.
Yeah, for whatever series of reasons, they did not have it until this year.
Yeah, so earlier in the year they had, or last year, they had a lead-up event called Psy, which was fantastic, and I could not make it, but I'm guessing it was fantastic based on the name.
How did you react to you're not being able to go?
Yeah, I know. It was just they named it in my honor, knowing that I could not attend. And but yeah, this tournament coming up it's a big giant event. There's like thousands of people signed up for it already. There'll be 7 main games: BlazBlue Central Fiction, King of Fighters 14, Tekken 7, Guilty Gear Xrd, Rev 2, and Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition. And also Nintendo has representation. So ARMS will be at this one, plus Smash for Wii U.
Did you say King of Fighters?
I did. That was the second one.
Okay, good.
Um,
Are you entering that one?
No.
Okay.
No one else is. Um,
I might enter and then just take it.
yeah. Yeah. So, well, what do you think, Ty? What do you think of this event?
I'm wondering if James can name one character that's in King of Fighters.
I can.
TJ Thunder.
Wow, yep. Nailed it. Yeah. I've been to a few Evos in America myself. It's always a super great time. Like, even if you don't enter, you can just wander around, meet all these wonderful people from over the internet, and say, "Hey, I know you from the internet.
You're real.
Here's you in real life." And it's a pretty amazing experience when all these people who love video games, fighting games in particular, come together. It's a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Are they not all assholes?
No, only like 2 or 3 of them.
So except you, who else?
Yeah, it's actually like at one of the Evos I went to in the US. Like, I was just watching the grand finals. I was down in like the like sitting on the floor section right at the front of the stage, and one of like the big famous Street Fighter players, Filipino champ, was like there in the middle of the floor, and he was just taking bets off people. And so I bet him some money on one of the finals. So I won like $20 off him, and I was like, hey, this is fun. I just won money off Filipino champ. This is a good event. So
so apart from illegal gambling, what else?
Oh, it was in Vegas. It was totally legal.
Yeah. It's on a riverboat. It's in Illinois. It's fine.
So you can play games as well. Like, is it like a kind of game show-esque vibe on some parts?
It's kind of become that. Like, okay, way back in like 2000 or whatever in the US, it started as like, you know, a couple of fighting game circles getting together with a bunch of arcade machines to decide which is better, like East Coast or West Coast, or even just NorCal or SoCal. And then it just got bigger and bigger every year, and then it like shifted to console. And then, you know, sponsors started showing up, and then, you know, they integrate some other stuff like some previews, playable demos, beta games, whatever on the floor. So it's just gradually getting bigger and bigger until it's now almost sort of a giant fighting game convention. But the heart of it is still the tournament.
Yeah, and it's nice. These tournaments is like anyone can enter. There's no qualifier rounds for these tournaments, so like you can have like the top tier players like Daigo and Tokyo.
Yeah.
They can be
you can get Daigo first round.
Yeah, so your first
happens to some poor asshole every year.
yeah, they have to sit down. It might be some guy who's like, "Oh, gee whiz, my first trip to the big city," and like he has to sit down across from Daigo in his first game of the tournament. So it's really cool how these fighting game events in particular are very even playing grounds. They just slot everyone in. Everyone is basically equal going into them.
Nice. So, what games? Do you know what games are going to be playable on the show floor? If you're not entering tournaments.
So, not entering tournaments. I know for like, well, there's the side events too, like officially sanctioned side events that Ty will know more about than me. But there's also like new games that some of the developers will have on display. So like Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle from Arc System Works, they'll have a booth and they'll be showing that off. I think that's coming to the Switch, so that's at least one Switch game.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have like in the whoever makes that game, King of Fighters, their booth. They'll have
SNK.
SNK, yeah. What the heck? That was the next tab on my list here. They'll have a new character playable for King of Fighters 14, like world debut. SNK's Hero Tag Team Frenzy will have new gameplay videos that Ty can ogle over. I think Soul Calibur 6 will be playable too. So yeah, there's lots of like new games on display.
Nice.
Oh yeah, remember when I was talking up an indie fighting game, Omen of Sorrow, at TGS?
Oh, will it be back?
That's what they told me at TGS. I haven't seen anything.
Oh, that's that Killer Instinct looking like game.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. It was fun. So there's that. Do we want to look at this whole list of semi-sanctioned side tournaments here?
Yeah,
Well,
do a quick rundown of anything that like jumps out at you as cool.
Okay, let's go down the list. Aquaplaza. 2 different Darkstalkers games, right?
Darkstalker's not dead.
Yeah. Street Fighter 4, CVS 2. What else we got?
CVS2 is Capcom vs. SNK. Did any of you play that in the GameCube?
I did.
I rented it.
I had that game on every platform.
Is that the
like
easy operation one?
What one?
Is that the easy operation one on the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I liked it.
Yeah, I had that.
One button.
I have that.
We got Guilty Gear Accent Core, not the Wii version.
The playable version.
Yeah. Catherine on PS3. Noted fighting game Catherine.
Yes.
It's so weird. Catherine is like has like regularly appears at fighting game tournaments. It's like the competitive mode in that game is just weirdly struck a chord with fighting game players.
Yeah, and they specifically put that as a footnote, as an explanation as to why they're putting in online multiplayer in the new version coming out.
Right on.
Yeah, shout outs to what's his name? Who's the Skullgirls boy that always runs those tournaments?
Oh, I can't remember, but yeah, some Skullgirls player does do it. We even had them in Irish tournaments. We had Catherine events.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's see. Got Samurai Spirit Special, Third Strike, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Soul Calibur 5, MVC Infinite, Mark the Wolves, and here we go. The Crown Jewel, Ranma Hard Battle.
Right.
I think Pokken also has a side tournament of this one, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah. So, are any of you fine gents entering any tournaments, side or main?
So
Yeah.
you could just go up and just enter? Just like, so,
Well,
boom.
For the main events, you had to pre-register. I just got sent my entry tickets there online, but the side events, a lot of them have on-site sign up.
yeah, some are open, some are closed. You can definitely sign up for Ranma right now if you like.
Why the hell not? Danny, are you entering ARMS tournament? Gonna
No. Well,
kill
it's like
everyone
it's
with
on
Master
the. I think that tournament's on the Friday. I'll be at work.
excuses. Come on.
I'm not even that good anyway. But yeah, I mean, Smash Brothers, man. Whew, I mean, I used to beat my little brother all the time. So I mean, I'm obviously if I joined, I'd probably take it all.
Yeah, all you got to do is look out for that hammer, and then you're pretty. It's pretty okay. You got a good chance. If
Well, I mean, I have a stipulation. The other player has to be Sheik. I mean, otherwise I can't play. Okay?
I think that's in the rules.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in my rules. So that
You can choose your opponent's character. It's one of the tournament rules, I think.
in a Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they had this special Infinity Stones tournament where if you won certain events, you got like an Infinity Stone from Marvel, and it lets you change one rule in the tournament. So one of them, if you won this stone, allowed you to pick your opponent's team.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a thing.
Was there any that let you blindfold the opponent?
Probably. He has to play with the Infinity Stones in front of his eyes for the whole game.
Yeah, well, but seriously though, I haven't even thought about anything that I'm going to join. I'm just curious just for like the general atmosphere and stuff. Even if I don't play anything, I'm fine. But
So
maybe I'm going to get on some side tournaments. I don't know.
So just to recap, the whole family crew will be there, and we're going to be covering it like an event, like it's TGS or whatever. So yeah, stick to the site, stick to the YouTube channel. You're going to see some cool shit going down.
Yeah.
And also, Champion Edition would probably happen sometime after the event, so you get the full rundown.
Yeah, boy.
Of everything that went down.
The entire gossiping.
Legally and illegally happening at the tournament, so yeah. check it out.
Yeah, and as Danny did mention there, it is kind of annoying timing with the way this tournament is set up, that it runs Friday through Sunday, which means all of us are working on Friday. So
Not me. I
I'm not
requested the day off.
yeah, I really wanted to, but I need that $200 it would cut from my pay.
And me and Cyrus get to meet finally.
Yeah, been on the show for how many years, and I've never actually met James.
So here it is. Or
Merry
you only get
Christmas.
one autograph and no touching.
Is that a choice? Do I get to pick one of those two?
No, that's just a general rule.
I was entered into ARMS. I had to withdraw my entry. I couldn't make it to my time slot.
Yeah. Sounds like an excuse to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
Right then. Well, I think it's a wrap, isn't it? We got some feedback. Do we have feedback?
On Bookface, we didn't have any feedback, anything like recently. Twitter, we've been getting a lot of. Oh, James.
Oh yes. Much.
Oh, okay. So okay, let's do time out and time back in.
Okay.
Feedback. If you want to have your email, comment, question, bitch, complaint read out on the air, you can email us at thefamicast@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Twitter at thefamicast, on Facebook at thefamicast as well. I think that about covers it. So, James, we
got a YouTube comment. We had a bunch of new subscribers, and thank you if you're watching this on YouTube. Hello, and now is a very good time to join YouTube.
YouTube? We're going to be producing some amount of videos.
Now we've all got capture equipment. We're going to have streams, video reviews, obviously regular episodes as usual. So welcome if you're join us on YouTube. But I just got a comment here from Russ Greeno on YouTube, frequent commenter. He commented on my Tiny Barbarian DX review, which you may remember is what Danny calls his penis.
Yes.
Russ Greeno says,
sure.
It reminds me of Volgar the Viking. That was a bit too relentless for my liking. Enemies just kept appearing everywhere all the time. This looks much better. A set number of baddies. Yes. Well, actually, no. There are kind of infinitely spawning enemies in Tiny Barbarian, actually. I've never played. Has anyone played Volgar the Viking? Does anyone know that game?
Yeah, I have it. It's been on my do list since I got a fight stick that'll work with it.
Oh, a fight stick? What?
Yeah, I prefer the extra precision of an arcade stick when playing an ultra hard 2D game. So yeah.
Okay.
I've had the game forever, but I've only played it a little bit.
Awesome. Next, we probably should have announced this in Now Playing, but we actually have official Famicast merchandise available on Amazon.com. Can you believe this? Actual Amazon is selling Famicast merchandise, so you can actually buy like just the microphone logo. You can either buy like in light colors or dark colors, but unfortunately, this is only for Americans. They are not allowing international shipping on this one, unfortunately. So you're gonna have either a friend in America or you're gonna have to live in America to get it. And so yeah, but they are seriously cool. And we've had someone already buy one. It's just pretty cool. And it looks really good.
Yeah, buy a shirt so I can afford to eat.
Yeah, you can get white. You can get white, gray, black, blue. There's like there's a
and we'll probably have like a pretty steady update of shirts and stuff as we produce art for them.
Yeah, we're going to try and do a couple more designs. So yeah, people asking if we can ship them to the UK. We can't actually do that. It's not our fault. It's Amazon. The US Amazon restricts the deliveries. It's not us. Who else we got here? Okay, just a moment. Just looking through our tweets here. Cyrus talking about our competition. Cyrus taking photos of his commute, which looks harrowing.
Yeah, the snow we've had in the last few days, like like I said, my walk is an hour to and from, but the snow has made it like 2 hours to and from school. So after dark, that was not a trip I was playing my Switch on.
Yeah, so that picture just looked just ominous. I hope you weren't playing your Switch and walking.
Yeah, I should just put like "you died" over.
I was going to say, yeah, you should play Dark Souls while going down that road.
Expected like a White Walker to get you or something.
We tweeted out the latest line calendar, and people are commenting on that. Somebody says that boo is radical, and someone said snowboarding boo should be canon. There's a snowboarding boo.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little calendar, and yeah, I put these up all the time. I've talked about the last episode,
right.
Occasionally they have really fun, cool artwork. This is one of those months.
Tony Losoya says we're his favorite Japan-based Nintendo-focused podcast.
That's a high honor.
One of one. You're welcome.
Well, he could be listening to like the millions of Japanese actually podcasts.
Yeah.
Should have specified English language.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. English language, Nintendo-focused, Japan-based podcast. We're the best.
Okay, well, I got nothing.
There's no competition, basically.
Yeah, no competition. No one's in our league.
Cheesemeister, you used to be on a podcast? You are on a podcast?
Yeah, I was on Red Sun Gamer for a while, but we kind of ran out of time to do it. Life just got in the way, so it's been difficult to find time for podcasting. So I really appreciate you guys having on me. It's a lot of fun doing so.
Absolutely. Cool. I think that's all we have time for today, Denny.
Yeah, I think so. So, all right. Well, let's just go ahead and wrap up the show. First of all, obviously, Cheesemeister, thank you so much for coming on. Everybody knows you, loves you on the internet and stuff, and it's great to have you on the show.
No, it's an honor to be invited. Thank you very much.
And thanks for making Switch region free. Appreciate it.
No, that was
Good job.
I did not have anything to do with that decision.
Single-handedly
No,
made it happen.
Well, this is the point in the show where we give out our Twitter handle. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can. Again, for the Famicast, it's at the Famicast. If you want to follow me, Danny Bivens, you can do that at Danny Biv. James?
I'm at Nintendo Labia.
Oh, no.
It's a relatively new account.
No.
Please do be following.
Yes. Ty?
Oh, I'm Super Cat Drugs. Check me out for some fun old fighting game bullshit recently.
Cool.
Old.
And Cyrus?
You can find me at Celsci. I'll hopefully be giving the lowdown on some Evo Japan build up and wind down.
Cool. And Cheesemeister, what's your official handle with the numbers and the Z's and all that stuff?
Yeah, my Twitter handle is at Cheesemeister3K.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, that's a wrap. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Okay.
Thank you.
Peace.